It's the princess.
Princess, whatever is the matter?
I don't know. I just started crying for no reason.
What should we do? Hey, is that an onion? Princess, were you eating an onion before you started crying?
Oh, yes.
Well, don't you know that onions can make people cry?
Oh, really? I didn't know. I had never taken a bite out of one before. I was so hungry, you see. So I went to the kitchen for a snack, but Cook was gone, and all I could find was this onion. I had thought if I used my imagination and pretended really hard that this onion was an apple, it would taste like one. But when I took a bite out of it, I started crying. And I didn't know why I was crying. I had thought I must be sad about something because people cry when they're sad. But I didn't know what I was sad about, and that made me cry even harder. And then you came. And who are you?
My name is Albert.
Albert. That's a nice name. I'm Gwendolyn. Princess Gwendolyn.
Princess, don't you remember what I told you about pretending?
Yes, pretending is fun, but don't take it too far. Take care or you could wind up with a scar.
Her imagination is a little bizarre.
See, I got this scar on my chin because I was pretending to be like Jack the Beanstalk. I imagine I had my own special beans that I planted. They sprouted and grew into a giant beanstalk. Only it was really just the old oak tree in the garden. I had climbed up the beanstalk, but then I fell down all the way and hit the ground very hard. After that, I scraped on my hands and knees and hit my chin on a sharp rock. After that, Eldrick and my father told me I mustn't get carried away with imagining things, or I'd really hurt myself.
Wow.
In case you haven't noticed, the princess has quite the imagination.
What kinds of things do you like pretending, Albert?
Oh, well, you know, I imagine what it would be like to be one of the knights of the square table. And so that's why I came here. You know, I just arrived today, and Eldrick and Sir Lancelot are helping train me.
I guess you can check seeing the damsel in distress off your list, huh, Albert?
Sometimes I like to pretend I'm a knight. I imagine I'm charging the battle on my horse or fighting a fierce dragon. But then I usually end up breaking something. Like that time I was riding through the Great Hall and knocked over a vase and broke it.
Well, you know, Sir Lancelot here, he's already been training me in sword and how to use sword fighting, and I thought that, you know, helping me learn the basics was important.
Oh, I wish I could learn how to use a sword.
I sure don't. But speaking of that, Albert, we better get back to your training.
Oh, I should like to introduce him to my father first. It wouldn't take long.
I'm not so sure about that, Your Highness. The king is a very busy man.
The king?
Oh, I'm sure he wouldn't mind, especially because Albert helped me. I'm sure he'd love to meet him. I'll go get him.
You all right there, Albert? White as a sheet.
I think you mean white as a sheet.
Hello? Anybody home?
The king? Is this really happening? Am I going to meet the king?
Now listen. Don't forget to bow and say your majesty. You've got to make a good impression.
Okay.
Oh, don't make him more nervous than he already is, Sir Lancelot. Just be yourself, Albert. We'll be waiting outside when you're finished.
Okay. I'm going to meet the king. Oh.
Father, this is the boy I wanted you to meet, Albert. Oh, it's you! Albert! Albert! Wake up! Are you okay?
Oh. Your Majesty.
It's a pleasure to meet you, young man. You may rise.
Albert is training me to come out of your square table, Father. He just arrived at the castle today.
Well, you're most welcome here. Knighthood is a high calling, and I depend upon my knights to protect the kingdom and to stand for truth. May you train well and prove yourself worthy.
Thank you, Your Majesty.
I was crying when Eldrick, Sir Lancelot, and Albert found me. Albert said out right away it was because of the onion and helped me stop crying.
Well, what am I going to do with you? And Albert, thank you for helping my most imaginative daughter. Will Eldrick and Sir Lancelot be training
Yes, I had my first lesson today.
Well, you couldn't be trained by two better men. And I look forward to seeing what God does in your life. And now I must return to my duties. I have much to do. So, Gwendolyn, in 2 days we ride to a nearby village to resolve a dispute between some noblemen. So, off with you, and no more snacking on raw onions.
Yes, Father, I'll never make that mistake again. I'm still very hungry, though. I think I'll go see if Cook is back with any real apples this time. Can you find your way back outside all right, Albert?
Yes, I think so.
All right. See you later, then.
Bye.
Hello there.
Oh, I didn't see you there, Your Grace.
The princess is a delightful young lady, isn't she? So charming and creative.
You could say that.
You know, I just happened to be passing by and saw you speaking with the king.
Well, yes, Your Grace. Princess Gwendolyn wanted to introduce me, and I got to meet him on my first day, even.
Oh yes, that is very exciting. How thoughtful of him to take time out of his busy day to meet you.
Yes, it was. He is a very busy king. It sounds like he has a lot going on. He's got a long journey planned soon.
Oh, is that so? Did he say where he was going and when?
He said he's going to a nearby village to settle a disagreement of some sort in a couple days.
I wonder which village. Albert, do you think you could find out for me?
I don't know.
That's all right. I was just wondering. I'm planning a special banquet for the king and all the nobles. If I knew where the king was going, I would know how far away it is, when he'd be back, and what night I should plan the banquet.
You know, that makes sense. I guess I could talk to the princess and let you know.
Oh, thank you, Albert. If you do this for me, I won't forget.
Well, thank you, Your Grace. Eldrick, Sir Laughs-a-Lot, I'm back. Oh, it's just me, George. How are you, boy?
Albert, how'd it go with the king? Were you nervous? Hey, that reminds me of a joke. Which of the king's knights never doubted himself? Certain. Get it? Like certain? Certain?
I think Albert and George have had enough of your jokes for today.
You might be right.
Wait,
I need new material. Maybe some personal can help.
Albert, I have something for you. You've dreamed your whole life of becoming a knight. But more important than becoming a knight is becoming a child of God. Now, a knight needs his armor. Well, there is another type of armor God gives his children to wear. It's an invisible armor, but just as real. The first piece of that spiritual armor is the belt of truth. Here, you may have this. When you wear this belt, let it be a physical reminder to you of the spiritual armor God has given to his children. The belt of truth helps us to be people who tell the truth, just as God does. Stand therefore, having fastened on the belt of truth, with an unshakable faith of God and his word.
Well, thank you, Eldrick. I will treasure it always. But how do I become God's child?
Well, let's sit down and I can explain it to you. First, you have to understand, Albert, there are two kingdoms in this world, good and bad. The good kingdom is God's, and the bad is Satan's. When we're born into the bad kingdom. From our childhood, we disobey God's commands. That's sin. Sin is what separates us from God, from his good kingdom. But God sent his son Jesus as a perfect substitute for our sins. Jesus lived a perfect life, died in our place, and rose from the dead so that we can be forgiven and be part of God's good kingdom as children of God. We need only admit that we have sinned and that we need Jesus to receive God's forgiveness. If you do this, God will make you his child and give you his special armor to wear, so you can have an unshakable faith and stand strong against evil.
I see. I have a lot to think about after today.
Yes, and as you think about these things, you should understand, you should study the book of truth.
Yes, the Book of Truth. The copy you gave me the other day. I left it right here on the bench. Have you seen it, Eldrick?
I'm sorry, Albert. I haven't seen it since I gave it to you yesterday.
Oh, hi boy. Don't worry, I can forget about you. Do you want a treat? You want it?
I can't find it anywhere.
What's the matter, Albert?
The book of truth that Eldrick gave me. I left it right here, but I don't know where it is.
Oh, Eldrick, wait up! I can help you find it!
Albert, wait! Let's think about this. Maybe you should try retracing your steps.